So this is a very interesting situation that we just had last night. The GOP took over the House, closed in on the Senate. That could be a very good thing for some people, but as for me, I take everything in stride as far as what it is, and I'm still optimistic about futures only because of what I plan to do on my own rights, especially entering into a new job on Friday. Um, but I really think that we need to really take a very serious look. And again, I'm just like most of the political pundits who and what they're saying is that this was not necessarily something that says that people are for Republicans, but they're saying that they're against what they believe to be going on in the administration and in the Congress right now, with certain policies being pushed down their throat. And I totally agree with them. There are some policies that have been rushed through and pushed through that a lot of people didn't have all the information on. But as I've been posting on my Facebook, on my Twitter, and all my other accounts, and on my Examiner, what I'm seeing, and as I'm going to say here, is that not that people are dumb, but people are not informed about what's really going on. I'm definitely not for this healthcare overhaul that they did, only because of the reality of how politics work. You have to look inside a lot of these policies, and within a lot of these policies, there are good things and there are bad things. Sometimes people are so much in a rush to accept the good that they forget that there's a lot of bad in these policies, and sometimes there's a lot of bad things that really overshadow the good things in certain policies. So we have to look into that. We also have to think about and take into consideration that a lot of the current things that have been going on, a lot of the constitutional rhetoric, has not been caused by the Congress or the Senate, but has actually been caused by the judicial branch, where you have the judges in the Supreme Court who are overturning constitutional amendments and who are saying that things that are constitutional are not constitutional. Well, in essence, the judicial branch is now writing more of the laws than the legislative branch because of political gridlock, because of political pondering and handing out and what some people call jerry rigging. So we got to be very careful as to how you approach any election, whether it be in favor of Republicans or Democrats. You have to be careful about how you approach your voting, how you perceive things as positive or negative, how this economy really is growing. And what I like to actually tell people to do is look inside and don't ask what they're doing to change your situation, and ask yourself, what are you doing to change your situation? Because the reality is not about what they're doing, it's about what you're doing on the individual, on the ground level, on the core roots level. What you're doing in your job search, what you're doing to change your circle of influence, what you're doing to change your level of education and information. If you're not doing those very basic things, then a lot of times, unfortunately, you deserve to get left behind. It's a sad thing, and it's a sad day that the people who really need the help are not being able to get the help because those people who refuse to do what they're supposed to do are actually taking away from those who actually need help. I'm really for social agendas, but yet I'm not for social agenda at the cost of capitalism. Because we have to realize that if people are not working, there is no money to tax. If people are not working, there is no money to give in donations. So we have to make sure that we are keeping a balanced view, whether it's Keynesian economics or whether it's true economics. Because one thing they will not ever tell you when they're talking about all these numbers, one side or the other. I do statistics all the time, so I know that they can be skewed in one way or the other. What I'm saying is, with the statistics, they have to tell you about the unintended consequences of any action. There are always going to be things that can happen as a result of any policy, any procedure, any rule, any party being in control or out of control. There are a lot of things that can happen, whether we give a bank a bailout, whether we don't give a bank a bailout, whether we close Freddie Mac and Sally Mae and Freddie Mac, whether we go in and we begin to restructure organizations like the CHA and the FHA and all these other organizations. There is a lot to think and to consider when you do any one. That is where politics comes in. The unfortunate part is the politicians are going to always make themselves look better than the situation, because they have to consider their political future. So what I'm saying to you is, you consider your own personal future. You consider your own political future as an individual, even if you're not in Congress, even if you're not in the Senate, even if you're not running for offices or anything. But when it comes to finding a job, when it comes to bettering your education, when it comes to doing things for your family, you have to consider your situation and consider ways to make your situation positive. Again, it's not about what they're doing, it's about what you're doing on the individual ground roots level. This is the job outlooks for today, and I just want to let you know that, look, I'm on the side of every American. I believe in this country. I believe that we have a future. I believe that we can do some great things. Go out, do what you have to do right now. Go out and do what you have to do today. Later.